Hi there, this is Shomo Shaha from Team Bangladesh. Today I'd like to talk about a serious threat that many of us aren't aware about yet. So, as the title suggests, my art science learning idea is specifically focused on the issue of dead zone in the Bay of Bengal to shed light on this topic. Now, just before that, you start imagining any desert area or the shivering parts of the Arctic or the Antarctic through the term dead zone. I would love to clarify that the term dead zone doesn't refer to any of this. Then, what actually dead zone is? Before digging more deeper into the term dead zone, we'll need to know what actually eutrophication is. It all starts when nutrients starts get into lakes and oceans. We have to remember that what is waste to humans could be food to plants and other creatures. A thick green substance on surface water blooms or the algae blooms, which is known as the eutrophication. The algae block the sunlight, and so the plants die without sunlight. Eventually, the algae dies too. Bacteria digest the dead plants, using up remaining oxygen and giving off carbon dioxide. If the fishes don't swim away, the wildlife becomes unhealthy and or dies without oxygen. The fish kill known as the dead zone, which refers to an underwater desert utterly devoid of life. As a Bangladeshi citizen, it is a matter of great regret that a dead zone has been found in the middle of Bay of Bengal and it's alarmingly expanding. The dead zone is approximately 60,000 square kilometer in area and 100 to 400 meter in depth. It's currently at its tipping point. Now let's take a look at the tools we needed to measure several key factors working behind the term dead zone. So the tools are plastic bottle, thermometer, Secchi disc, spectrophotometer, water testing kit, and the filter paper. Now let's move on to the prime methodology. Here I have described the easiest way to measure the several key factors working behind the dead zone. Now let's take a look at those key factors. They are the temperature, turbidity, dissolved oxygen content, chlorophyll A or the algae bloom, the concentration of nitrate, and fluctuation of phosphate concentration. Now, you might have a question, what is the impact of seasonal variation behind the term dead zone? So here is a correlation between dissolved oxygen and water temperature. Now let's take a look about our key concerns. The excessive enrichment with anthropogenic sources of nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus discharged into the Bay of Bengal or the BoB by the rivers across the region have adverse effects on the OMZ or the oxygen minimum zones. It was reported that 480 tons of solid waste and 2.5 millions of people excreta are being dumped into the Kornfuli River estuary each year, which directly entered into the Bay of Bengal. Most of the untreated or inadequately treated wastewater directly or indirectly reaches the river systems and finally reaches the bay through different canals. Sewage of nearly 36 million people living in 19 coastal districts are excluded eventually flows into the Bay of Bengal. Now, before we conclude the whole presentation, I would like to mention a very famous quote of C.S. Lewis. I do not think the forest would be so bright, nor the water so warm, nor love so sweet if there were no danger in the lakes. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to present my idea in the art science learning ideas. Thank you everyone again. And that's all.